Hi Taurus, welcome to your February reading. Now, as it is the month of Valentine's, we're going to do two different readings. We are going to do, the first reading is going to be for those of you in a relationship. The second reading is going to be for those of you who are single and unattached. Now, if you feel this resonates, fantastic, put it down in the comments. If it doesn't resonate for you, it is not your message. There is nothing wrong with it not being your message. Maybe you don't need a message at the moment. Wouldn't that be lovely? Now, obviously it is general, so as I say, it will not resonate for everybody. If you would like to book a private reading, my email is in the description box down below, and also you can find my Instagram on there, which has a lot of free content as well, so you can follow me there. It's probably quicker to message me on Instagram than it is to email me, because I check it more often. So for your spread, we're going to be using the 8-coin Tattoo Tarot. It is such a lovely deck. The colours I love the imagery. Anyway, that being said, oh, and also my gift list from Amazon is in the description box as well. Now, you absolutely don't have to get me anything. If you would like to get me something as a little thank you, you will also get a free reading voucher, which you can have for yourself, or you can donate to someone else if you want to give a free reading. It's basically yours to do what you like with it. Same way a voucher would be. So, parish notice is out of the way. Let's get into it. So, Taurus, for those of you in a relationship, now, listen, first off, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Now, the Knight of Pentacles to me is always a slow-mo card. What I like about that, though, is it's not, there's something about people who rush into things and they therefore rush out, because they haven't done the due diligence, they haven't paid attention to the signs, they haven't done what they need to do. Now, this could also be that, you see there's a little keyhole there. For some of you, you might be getting close to moving in, is what I'm going to say. Maybe that's on the cards, maybe you've been having that conversation. But I don't think it's necessarily the right time to do it. By all means, talk about it, but you've got that Ace of Swords in reverse. So for me, this month is not going to be a month of action. It's going to be a month of prep, of planning. Now, as we know, depending on where you are in the world, if you're also in the UK, we're also in a pandemic lockdown. So let's face it, that could help people move in together because you want to be together and you don't want to be separated by, being in separate households. But it's also a point of, naturally it has to slow down because actually it's not quite as easy to move currently with people. But I feel like the conversation's going to come up. Whatever it is, and listen, I'm saying moving in together. It's a step up, it's an evolution, it's a level up situation. I feel like the motion, what's the word they use? Trajectory is on the up. And things might not be happening yet, but the ideas are there, the plans are being put in place. The situation is growing in this relationship. From your perspective, it's lovely. But I actually think it's you, being a bit more honest about, and kind of saying look, I don't love. A friend of mine once years ago was like, oh, I can't wait to have kids. I was like, really? You want kids already? She was like, oh no, I don't want them yet. I was like, oh, so you can wait then? She was like, oh no, I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. But you don't want them now? No. I can wait. I don't want them yet. That was years ago. She also still can't wait. Brilliant. Love her. You know who you are. So I feel like, anyway, listen, I think this month for you guys, Taurus, I think it's going to be a good idea to really evaluate where you're at and really put those feelers out there for what it is that you want in your relationship. Where do you see it going? Where do you want it to go? Because until you get out and actually, again, with that Ace of Swords in reverse, it's not a case of, listen, let's do this right now. It's a case of I really want to move forward with you. I really want to. I'm ready for it. But let's take our time. Let's not rush in, because if we rush in, we could end up rushing out again. So taking your time is good. Now, you've also got the Emperor. So you could be dealing with an Aries, but it doesn't, because this is your spread, I feel like this is actually more about you just being really clear. And I have mixed feelings with the Emperor card. I know a lot of people love it. Personally, with this one, I don't feel he is the manipulative side of the Emperor, because I sometimes think the Emperor can be a bit narky and a bit controlling and a bit obsessive and a bit, I feel like there is a potential for that darkness there. I don't think it is with that. But the only one that does slightly concern me is we've also got a 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. And that combination for me is a little bit like I say, if you are dealing with an Aries, it's more that someone is maybe taking a little bit of charge and you're losing a little bit of your self-discipline and your self-confidence. But it could also be the other way. It could also be that actually where you're taking charge of the situation, that you're almost knocking your partner a little bit. We're going to have a look at that because we're going to use a different deck to read for your person as well. But I just kind of wanted to give that as an overall. So listen, it's not going to be a bad month by any stretch of the imagination. There is good stuff there. But we need to make sure that we're careful that we're not dominating people, and vice versa, that people aren't dominating us. Now, for your partner's spread, we're going to use the good old light Seers. Always a classic. Lots of people love it. I do like it. Took me a while to connect to it though. Anyway, right, let's have a look at what's happening. Ooh, for your partner. Okay. Okay, I want to come back to this Emperor moment of. Okay, I've got two stories here. Now, the first card we've got is the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. So over the top of your Knight of Pentacles, it feels a bit like you're... Now, listen, the reason I say there's two stories is, on the one hand, this could be that your partner is actually not quite sure where you're going, not quite sure where you're headed right now. But the flip side is, it's almost like if you're in a situation with, if you are in a situationship with someone that is in a relationship somewhere else, that could be a case of you explaining to them what it is you want, gives them the impetus to get out of the relationship, to change things up so they are now available for you. But where we've got the Ace of Swords in reverse, they are coming up with the Page of Swords in reverse. So again, it's one of those things, it almost feels a bit like, as much as I was saying, if you keep things on a back burner, be clear about what it is that you want and where you want to be heading, but not right now. By saying not right now, you're giving that person the permission to stay where they are, to not act on it, to not do anything. It's like, well, listen, I know you're not happy where you are because you've got that 10 of Pentacles in reverse, but you're also not prepared to put any work in and do anything for it. And that's a bit naff, that's a bit rubbish. So I'm going to play this story out first. Where the Emperor kicks in though, they've got the 10 of Swords. Now, I absolutely adore this card because I just feel like, I really feel that freedom from this card of where you stand, you stand out and the sun comes up and it's like all of the nonsense is gone, like all of these birds flown off, all the stress has gone, and it's a bright new breezy day. And you can enjoy that, and they will get to that point. But actually it's almost a bit like if you need to be a bit of the Emperor and call them out on their nonsense, that is what gives them the conviction to clear the way, clear the path. Because that's also another way of looking at it with this Knight of Pentacles, is that if you're clear about what it is that you want, but you don't want it right now, what are they going to do? They're going to stay in that mode. They're going to stay in that bad relationship, wherever they are. But then where the 9 of Pentacles in reverse kicks in, they've got that clarified with the 9 of Swords. So it feels to me like actually this person is really quite troubled about what they're doing to you. Which, if you're the other person, is actually unusual, because I feel like normally the person that's getting away with it doesn't care who's getting hurt, is my interpretation of it. But it feels a bit like your person is wants to do the right thing, but they're not sure quite how to do it. So that's one side of the story. The other version of this plot twist is that you say to them what you're ready for, you say to them what you're going for, what you want to come out of the situation, and actually that spins them and they realise that maybe they don't want that with you, and that maybe it's been a great time, you've had a lovely year, 2 years, whatever it is, but they don't want that with you. And there's nothing wrong with admitting that. Being able to accept what you don't want is really, really strong. Again, this plays out the same by saying, well, I don't want this now. I want this, at a later stage. They also go, cool, I don't need to deal with anything. That kind of plays out the same whether you're the other person or whether you're in the relationship. I mean, in fact, it actually feels like all of it the rest is the same. That you have to be strong about what it is that you want and where you see it going. And actually, it's more like, I feel like with this, it's like, this Emperor card is very busy. It's like this person wants, is seeing everything, is seeing what's going on, is like really breathe. And actually what your partner wants is just a bit of peace and quiet. They just want a break. Kind of like, when you go on a holiday and you just need to get away from your day-to-day life. You need to get back into a reality where you're just peaceful and calm and you don't have the distractions of the household, of the pets, of the job, of whatever it is. That's what they just want. And where you're, the self-conscious coming in, like they are, whether you're in the relationship or you're the other person, your person is deeply worried about you. Deeply worried. And your unhappiness makes them unhappy. Which actually, I mean, I've done this as a relationship reading, but actually I think that can also be relevant if you've gone through a breakup, but you're still kind of in each other's lives, if you're still kind of in each other's hearts. Anyway. Right, let's move on to the singles. So, single Taurians, what have you got coming up? So we're going to do, again, a bit of a double spread. We're going to have a look first and foremost at who you've potentially got coming in. And then we're going to have a look at what you can do to be ready for them. So, single Taurus. You have the Hermit. So you could be looking for a Virgo on the horizon. But you've also got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like it's going to be someone who has some earth energy in their peripherals. So in, not in their sun sign, but maybe in their rising, maybe in their moon sign. They have Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Now, listen, as I say, this is someone who is going to be good for you, but it doesn't have to be a Virgo. It could also be someone that you actually find who has done a lot of their inner work. Someone who is actually completely content on their own, because they're comfortable with who they are in themselves. And that is really attractive, I think. Someone who's done their work, amazing. So how can you be ready for that person if you are a single Taurus? Okay, you've got a bit to do, let me be honest. Your first card out you've got is the Strength card. Which also, sorry, this might hurt tarot. This one's my favourite. Don't tell the others. Sorry, I do that joke every time because it really is my favourite and I really don't want my other decks to hear. Anyway, I don't care. So your first card out you've got is a Strength card. Now listen, that is a golden rule of what can we do to accept ourselves. One, accept all the possibilities that you've got, because again, you've got that infinity sign up there, which is, very similar to the Magician. It's that endless possibilities. If you want to meet someone, accepting that there are many ways you can do it, many different options of how to meet people, and also that there are just so many different people out there. Whatever it is that you feel you've struggled with, whatever people have people have let you down in the past, it would be easy to be weighed down by that, but it doesn't help. You've got to show up, you've got to put the work in, you've got to do what it is that you need to do. Now the other thing you've got is the Justice. Holy hell, so you've got two major arcanas out for what you can do to be ready for this new relationship. But this for me is not, it's not a case of, I feel like it's a case of work-life balance. Because listen, we all know you can work hard. But how easy is it to hide in work? To continue to push on and be like, oh, I've got to get this done, I've got to get that done, got to do this, got to do that. I've got loads to do, and I don't really have time to date right now, but once I've got this project underway and once this project's wrapped up and once it's all up and running and it's it's done, then I'll be able to focus on love. But how is that helping? Is it helping? It might be. But actually, there's also a lot to be said for balancing that out and thinking, you know what, work can wait. Like maybe it's something as simple as turning your notifications off at a certain time of day, signing out of your email and going, no, I'm not checking it. Whatever is there can wait until the morning. I can't do anything about it overnight anyway. No one is that desperate for me to reply to this email. If they are, they'll call me. Taking that bit of time back to just focus on yourself, to get really happy with who you are as a person, really happy with everything that you've got going on without worrying about how other people react to it. And listen, as a Taurus, I know you're probably not so worried about how people react to things generally. Huge generalization, but you know what I'm saying. But I think, listen, for you singles out there, you just got to get really comfortable with who you are and find the right balance between work and life, work and love, family and love, whatever it is that is holding you back because your commitments are elsewhere. You also have a commitment to yourself, if that's what you want, to try and, you know, find your own happiness. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. I hope that has helped a little bit. As I said, if you would like to book a private reading, everything is in the description box down below. If not, I will see you very soon.